Fáilte Rómha Cáisiúr, you're welcome to this week's edition of The Irish at Home and Abroad. Now, don't forget, later on in the programme, we're crossing the Irish Sea to join Martin Logan in Manchester, who's with the Irish community in the UK. Now, coming up on tonight's show, we'll be attending a fundraising concert in Keena Church. Alan Williams will have some more lifestyle tips. We'll continue our trip around Ireland, visiting well-known pubs along the Tourist Trail. And this week we're off to the Stray Sod in County Cavan. And our musical entertainment is provided by the one and only Stuart Moyles. But first, I've come here to Brafey House Hotel to meet the newly crowned Mayo Rose of Tralee, Sandra Ganley. Congratulations, Sandra. How does it feel to be the 2017 Mayo Rose?
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. It's been such a surreal few weeks and absolutely brilliant, and I'm honoured to represent Mayo.
Take me back to the night of the final. What was going through your head when your name was announced?
I couldn't believe it. We had such a brilliant day. We had interviews, we had group interviews, and we just got to meet each other. It was great. There was 19 of us, so, you know, there was a lot of us there. So when my name was called, I just couldn't believe it. Hands up to the mouth, a few tears were shed. So yeah, it was absolutely brilliant.
Do you feel the fact that you come from an entertainment background helped in you winning the title?
I think so. I suppose growing up I was always used to music and dancing, performing in front of people. So I suppose going up on stage then, I wasn't too nervous. So it definitely did help me, and I think it has stuck to me.
You're a teacher by profession, but you're not teaching at the moment. Like you're doing a different type of teaching.
Yes, so I am trained as a primary school teacher, but at the moment I'm focusing on my dance school, Jiving Juniors. So I teach children and teenagers how to social dance, so jiving, waltzing, quick stepping. So it's the only jiving school for kids in Ireland, so it's great. So I'm kind of focusing on my dance career at the moment.
Very good. And going now from here now to represent Mayo, they've changed the format this year.
They have. So in previous years, all the roses would have gone to Portlaoise for the regional finals, and then it would have been split there, and the rest would have gone on to Tralee. But this year, what they're doing is all of the roses from Ireland and abroad get to go to Tralee, so we all get the full rose experience, and then 32 of us get through to the televised finals on the Monday and the Tuesday night.
So get through in Tralee, and you're asked to do a party piece. What will it be? I
have chosen to do an Irish dance because I am from the Irish dance background, so I will do a slip jig into a reel. So please God, I will get to perform it on the Dome stage.
Yeah. And of course you're no stranger to Irish dance because your sister and you're known as the Ganley sisters.
We are. So about 5 or 6 years ago, myself and my sister decided to, start promoting ourselves. So the Ganley sisters is what we call ourselves, and we do a mix of Irish dancing and sean-nós. So it is a bit different. So we do the brush dance, the barrel dance, and we perform at different events all over the country. We've been lucky to travel to America 3 times with Wild West Irish Tours, showcasing Irish music and dance. So yeah, we perform at all different events and functions in Ireland, so it's great.
Actually, we have a video clip of the two of you performing here. I'm delighted to say you're in your Mayo jersey because you're from Balladreen.
I am. So Balladreen is a controversial town. It is kind of on the border, but we play football with Mayo, and I do live on the Mayo side of the town. So we decided to make this video when Mayo got to the All-Ireland there last year in 2016. So with the lead up to it, we said we'd get into the spirit of things. So we donned the Mayo jerseys and we danced to a great tune. It was from the 2006 All-Ireland actually. So we danced to that and we got a great reaction from it. It got over 50,000 views on YouTube and Facebook, so it went really well for us.
Salmon's on the run since 1951. He's been up and down the country, high and low. From Galway to Armagh and the Kingdom to Tyrone. Now he says he's coming home to Mayo. Well, the summer sun is here and James Horan has no fear. He says all the boys are raring to go. And the West is wide awake. Now we'll fight, make no mistake, to bring Sam across the Shannon to Mayo. Oh, Sam Maguire, my heart's on fire. You know where you've got to go. You've been out on the run since 1951. It's time you're coming home to Mayo. Oh, since 1989, we've been on the firing line. From McDonald to the legend Willie.
So we're going to have some fun if Mayo and Kerry are going to be in the All-Ireland this year and you're down in Tralee.
That's it. It'll definitely be interesting. So please God, Mayo gets to the All-Ireland again, and it'll be absolutely great if we could try once more to bring Sam home.
So how will you spend the summer season now, apart from the Rose of Tralee?
So the summer will be busy. I will, of course, have Mayor Rose duties. I will be going to events all over the county, but I will also be doing a lot of dancing during the summer. Summer tends to be our busiest season because I suppose there's loads of tourists around, so we perform every week in different locations. Castlebar is one of them, in Cox's. So we're resident dancers in a few places, and there'll just be a lot of tourists home, so we perform for them, and there's a lot of festivals on, so we will be busy for the summer. And as well as that, I run my own summer camps, so we're kept busy.
Oh, absolutely. We have a music video coming up at the end of the show of Stuart Moyles singing Westport Town. You're actually featured in that as well.
I am, yeah. Stuart is a great friend of mine, and I always get him involved with the Jiving Juniors events with the kids. The kids love him. So Stuart asked me would I get involved with the video Westport Town, so I'm dancing in it and I'm playing in it. So we had a great few days recording that. It's an absolutely brilliant song, and Stuart's had a great success with it over the last few months.
Well, I've no doubt you're going to do me all proud in Tralee at the Rose, because you're so talented. You're a musician, you're a singing, you're a dancer. I'm sure that's what else you're doing as well. So it has to be great for Mayo, and we wish you the very, very best of luck, Sandy.
Thank you very much, Henry.
And we'll all be rooting for you.
Please God, thank you.
We're continuing our journey across Ireland, visiting well-known pubs and restaurants along the Tourist Trail. And this week we're off to County Cavan to the Stray Sod. And that'll be followed by Alan Williams, who will be helping you to set some goals for the week ahead. And I'll see you after the break.
See the churches in the background there, and if there's a christening, a wedding, it all ends up here. It's the hub of the community, really.
Eamon feeds everybody, no questions asked. Our sign-on point and our hub is the Stray Sod. So it is, and people come in here to sign on when the racing's over. Back to the Sod, T and Vicky's again. Eamon and Peter, and the staff helps us out every time.
We're all a very, very good, happy family. We get on very, very well with each other. And that does spread out to the community. Being behind the counter, there's no bosses here. All my workers are just like ourselves. We all get on very, very well together. We get on very, very well with our family, our customers, and our staff gets on very, very well with our customers as well. So it's a really, really good community, happy family here.
Hi guys, welcome along to this week's lifestyle section. Today I'm going to talk about the importance of setting goals. I think sometimes with people, they train each day and they may be eating some ways healthy, but they don't really know why they're doing it, or they've no real targets in their head. If you can have a very clear vision of where you want to go and what you want to achieve, it's going to give you a much greater chance of success. So today I'm going to tell you how to set goals. So firstly, decide what you want to achieve, make it a big goal in your head, something that's out of your comfort zone, but also that it is achievable, not something that's completely off the radar. So your goal should be very specific, it should be very clear, and it should have an end date. So to me, if somebody says to me, I want to lose weight, that's not a goal, it's too vague. If they say to me, I want to lose 10 pounds by the 30th of June, that's a very specific goal. Now you know exactly what you're hoping to achieve. So put an end date on it. Secondly, you need to figure out why you want to achieve your goal. The why is going to keep you going when things get tough. So again, let's go with 3 whys. If I say, why do you want to lose weight? You say, because I've got a wedding coming up. I say, why is it important that you lose weight for the wedding? And you'll say something like, I've got a dress I want to fit into. And I say, why is it important that you fit into that dress? And then it'll normally come back to probably self-esteem, confidence, how you feel about yourself. So you need to keep digging down, and you need to get to the root of actually why it's important to you to lose weight, why you're doing it. So when it comes 2 weeks' time, when the novelty's gone, you come back to that why, and it's going to really help you move on again. How do you do it? You need to break it down to manageable steps. So today I'm going to ask you to do 3 things that you can do in the next, over the next probably 2-3 months that are going to bring you closer to your goal. So if your goal is to run a marathon, which is a personal goal for me, maybe go and enter a 10K. That's a short-term step to take you towards your goal. Then you're going to go and you're going to do 20K. So that's kind of something you can do in the medium term. Also do 3 things you can do this week to get you closer to your goal. Write them down. So if your goal is weight loss, 3 things you could do this week, very simple. Commit to training 5 days a week, commit to drinking 2 litres of water each day, and commit to your food plan and actually sticking as closely to it as you can. So just small, simple steps. That's what makes progress over time. So when you've done that, it'll lead to your eventual bigger goal. Also, in terms of identifying your goals, work at stuff you've done before. Identify obstacles, because most people have tried to get in shape before, something threw them off. If you can identify what that is and you're aware of it, you can do something about it. Just as a quick example, maybe you were training brilliantly during the summer and then winter came and it started raining and you decided you weren't training and you completely lost the routine and you never went back. If you can identify that, then you can find an alternative. Maybe you can do a little workout indoors, okay? So that's something you can have a little look at. I am going to put up a fact sheet. You can download it. All the little tips are on it. I'm going to break everything down to detail, show you exactly how to set manageable, realistic goals that will help you get to where you want to be. So be clear in your head, guys. Know what your vision is. Know what you want to achieve. Don't just go along trying to do your little bit and without really giving it any consideration. That's the message for today, guys. Get on and download the piece.
Fáilte, you're very welcome back to part 2 of the programme. Well, I'm here in Keena, which is in the parish of Crossmolina, where the community have come together for a very special fundraising event which is taking place here this evening in the church behind me. And I'm joined by the organiser, Sandra Murphy. You're very welcome indeed, Sandra.
Thank you, Henry.
So what exactly is happening here this evening?
Well, I'll tell you what is happening. We are all coming together here this evening at 8 o'clock. All our local singers and musicians are showcasing their talent, their amazing talent, and it's to raise money for a defibrillator for our area. We also want to bring awareness to people how important it is to have a defibrillator in a rural community like Keena.
Now, this is very personal for you because you've experienced a situation where a defibrillator could have been handy for you.
Yes, my own dad passed away in 2015 very suddenly to a heart attack. Now, he was fortunate that he did get the opportunity to have a defibrillator, and unfortunately it was unsuccessful for him. Now, I have been left since, and I know other people in the same situation as us have been left with the wonder of what if they had a defibrillator. Would it have made a difference? Would they still have their loved one in their family? So I'm highlighting the importance of a defibrillator to people because we were fortunate that we did get access to that second chance, but so many people in rural communities especially don't.
Well, Henry, this event is very important because it's going to broaden the picture of Keena and its community. And it's a fundraiser tonight for a defibrillator, which could be very important in any community because you don't know when, where or how someone is going to keel over and they need this save their lives. It's a lovely neighbourly area, and everyone that comes into the area, if they want to be welcomed into it, they are welcomed into it. We have a school that's crying out for pupils. It's gone down in numbers. We have a brand new school there. And if there's anywhere in the world that would love to come back with a family and work from home, I'll find a site for them.
And where will this defibrillator be?
The defibrillator then will be placed here in the church, which is in the centre of our community. We will also be training people up in our community on the defibrillator. We will be putting all their contact details on a sheet. A sheet will be going to every house in the community. So God forbid in the morning if people need a defibrillator, they know where to turn, they know where it is, and there isn't that panic or they won't lose the hope of that second chance.
Father, when you were first approached about tonight's event, what was your initial reaction?
I was excited, Henry, when somebody comes here like Sandra, just giving the idea of everyone in the community coming together to sing. I thought it was a great idea and brings the whole talent that is very evident here in Keena together to sing on one night.
And of course it's going for a very special cause as well.
Yeah, a very special cause, a defibrillator, which we need so badly in the area. We have had a few accidents in the area, tragic accidents where we think that if a defibrillator was near hand, lives would be saved.
Father, you're the parish priest of not only here, Keena, but you have a big parish area to cover.
Yeah, it's a big area. Keena is a part of it. Crossmolina is the main town, and we have Kilmurray, Eshkera and Keena. So we have 4 church areas. Father Gabriel Rosbotham is here with me as well, so there's 2 of us looking after the place.
Finally, do you have a role here to play tonight yourself?
I'm going to sit back and enjoy it. And I wish them all the best, and the best of luck to the whole gang that are here from Keena. We have great talent. It's renowned for its singers and musicians. They're from all over the Keena area. So I'll just pay tribute to them tonight and to Sandra, the main organiser.
I'm delighted to be here this evening in Keena Parish. I suppose what has heightened this issue around here is a good friend of ours died there at Christmas time. He got a massive heart attack and died in Crossmolina. And I suppose that has brought awareness to an awful lot of people that the need for a defibrillator in these small communities. So myself and my wife Vicky were delighted to be associated with this, delighted to give a few pound towards it for a very good cause.
Because you're a business person in Crossmolina, which is in the same parish.
Yeah, it's in the same parish. We're in a very close-knit community here in the Crossmolina area. I run a pub there with myself and my wife Vicky, the Thatch Inn there. And the Keena people will be very good to us. It would have been known, I suppose, for years as the Keena pub in Crossmolina. So we're very happy to be able to support them.
Yes. And are you happy the way tonight's events are shaping up?
Oh, it looks very good. I've been in touch with Sandra for the last number of weeks. She has pulled this together very quick. It's very easy for the likes of us, we say, business people, to give a few quid to it. But I suppose the people that have to be complimented are the people who have come to practices night on night, and without them, we wouldn't be here this evening.
Well, it looks very promising, because I know you've had to bring some stools from your own pub.
I had to bring back at late notice 30 stools from the pub, so we hope that they'll be used and they'll be put to good use, hopefully.
Yeah.
I'd say without a doubt there'll be enough money raised tonight for the defibrillator. Hopefully if there's any money left over, that it'll go towards another one. It's very important having the defibrillator, but another important key issue that has to be raised is that people in the area would get training for the defibrillator. It's not much good having it unless we can use it. Looking forward to tonight. Delighted to be here among friends. It's always great to come to Keena. They're a very close-knit community. They have fundraisers once or twice a year, so we're delighted to be here.
Well, we always hear about rural Ireland is dying, but here's an area that is coming together, doing some very worthwhile fundraising for a very special event. And I've no doubt you're going to have a big house tonight.
We are, because we are a very tight-knit community here. People always look out for each other. They come out to support each other, and we've had an amazing reaction. The community is alive at the moment. There's a buzz, there's excitement, and we have tremendous community spirit here in our community. And that community spirit has always been there, and I'm hoping to always pass that down to future generations here in Keena.
Well done to everybody involved in that fundraising project there in Keena, a fantastic community. Now don't forget, after the break we'll be crossing the Irish Sea to join Martin Logan in Manchester, who's out and about with the Irish community in the UK. But we're going to leave you this week with some great music from Stuart Moyles. Here he is with Westport Town. So until next week, slán go fóill.
Collins Music Castlebar, suppliers of musical instruments and books for over 100 years.
I see the light across the bay. I see the light not far away. And I hear music all around. I'm getting close to Westport Town. Some mother won't you make my bed. I see the light not far ahead. I see the light, I'm coming round. I'm coming home
want to know as I watch the islands fade away and bid farewell to Old Clue Bay. Though it's been years and years since then, my heart has brought me home again. And I see the light across the bay, I see the light not far away, and I hear music all around. I'm getting close to Westport town. Some mother, won't you make my bed? I see the light not far ahead. I see the light, I'm coming round. I'm coming home to Westport town. Of all the places I did go, she's still the fairest port I know. She works the sea and tills the farms and holds her children in her arms. No place could know a prouder past. Here comes the future full at last. Here comes that beacon across the sky. Now I hold my head up high. I see the light across the bay. I see the light not far away, and I hear music all around. I'm getting close to Westport town. Some mother, won't you make my bed? I see the light not far ahead. I see the light, I'm coming round. I'm coming home to Westport town. I see the light across the bay. I see the light not far away, and I hear music all around. I'm getting close to Westport town. Some mother, won't you make my bed? I see the light not far ahead. I see the light, I'm coming round. I'm coming home to Westport town. I'm coming home to Westport town.
Collins Music Castlebar, suppliers of musical instruments and books for over 100 years.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the Irish in the UK. Coming up on the show this week, we're in Birmingham at the Museum and Art Gallery for a very special exhibition called We Built This City. We'll also be joining the King Academy of Irish Dancing in St Helens. We'll be chatting to Daniel O'Donnell about his UK tour, and he'll be singing one of his songs. So sit back and enjoy the show. Now, a couple of weeks ago, the Birmingham Irish Association launched a very special exhibition called We Built This City. It's about the Irish people who came to Birmingham in the 50s, 60s, 70s and 80s to work in construction, on the buses, in the railways, in nursing. And we'll also be chatting to some of the landladies who put them up in their homes and made them feel welcome. Yvonne, tell me a little bit about the Birmingham Irish Association.
Birmingham Irish Association is everything that's Irish in Birmingham. So whether it's culture, whether it's history, whether it's just a general question, whether it's travel, whether it's health, whether it's family, third generation, anything Irish across the city.
So you deal with a lot of Irish people that come to you for all sorts of help.
Absolutely, first, second and third generation Irish, anything at all. Anything that they want, if we can't help them with it, we'll find somebody that can.
Now we're here tonight, of course, for the launch of this wonderful exhibition that you've got on here. How long has it taken to get this actually up and running?
Okay. We've been working on the project for 12 months. It's funded by the Heritage Lottery Fund, which was a lovely opportunity for us to record the work that the Irish people have done across the city. So it was about the building of the city, so all the iconic buildings, as in the Rotunda, the NIA, NEC, the roads, the ring roads, the underpasses, everything across the city, the bull ring, anything that the Irish built is part of the project. We recorded 35 oral histories, and that soon became very relevant that it was about the men and the women that worked on the city, whether it be the nurses, whether they worked in factories, whether they worked in construction. So we collected the actual stories from them and take bits that we've put into the exhibition with some lovely photographs to top it off.
How long is the exhibition going to run for?
It runs until the end of May. Yeah, but there is a DVD that will carry on, so there's a mini documentary that goes with it that will carry on afterwards, and we've also had a newspaper produced which has captured the other stories.
Yeah, now your paper, I was just about to mention that to you, that captures a lot of the stories from Irish people that actually come to Birmingham here at a very young age, live their lives here, and some sadly have passed away.
And the stories were lovely because the people that come over were 14 and 15-year-olds. You know, the men and women that left Ireland, they'd never left Ireland before, and they come over here, strangers to the city, and moved into bedsits and moved into accommodation and set themselves up to give the next generation a better life, and that was the aim of it all. They all improved themselves and worked so hard, such long hours, to give a better life to the second, third and fourth generation, which is the likes of myself.
Absolutely. And just going back to the Birmingham Association, how long has that been running?
Birmingham Irish Association have been around for 60 years. Right. So, you know, we've been around for a long time, and we've seen times change, and we've seen our needs change, and the needs of the people that we work with change. You know, what they needed 60 years ago, they wouldn't need today.
Yvonne, it's been great to speak to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ambassador, a very special night for the Irish in Birmingham.
It certainly is a very impressive project here to recover and retrieve the memories of the Irish community here in Birmingham and the huge contribution they made to the development of the city. I'm really very impressed by the Birmingham Irish Association for the work they've done to recover these stories, which could be lost forever. But now they have preserved them, and they will be available to future generations who will know more about what the Irish did when they came to this country and how they had to struggle and how they've succeeded over the years in becoming part of the fabric of this great city.
And the exhibition has really told that story with so many fantastic photographs.
It has, yes, and it's really quite touching to see the way in which our people had to operate here decades ago. The Irish who come here today obviously are in a very different situation, but the ones who came in the 50s, 60s and 70s, they had to do some pretty hard work, and I think the exhibition captures the kind of lives they lived, but also the spirit they had, because you can see on their faces that while they maybe have been doing very hard physical work, they actually had the spirit of Ireland shining through these photographs, and you can see the joy and the life in these people who no doubt lived fairly tough lives in many ways, but they had this kind of Irish spirit that saw them through.
Now, during your time here as ambassador in Britain, of course you visited many cities, many towns, many Irish establishments. We're really sorry to see you leaving us in the summertime.
Well, I made a special promise to myself and to the community when I came here that I would try to visit every significant Irish community during my time here. And I'm pleased to say that I believe I've achieved that, and I look back now with great fondness, because when I came here first, I didn't know very much about the Irish in Britain. I had very general ideas about them, and now I feel I know the story of the Irish in Britain inside out, thanks to the conversations I've had with Irish people all over this country. And I'm glad that the embassy and the government has been able in recent years to provide funding to help the Irish community organisations to continue offering services to the Irish, to keep them connected with our country, with their homeland.
Ambassador, it's been great to speak to you tonight. Thank you very much for joining us with the Irish in the UK.
You're very, very welcome.
And we wish you the very best of luck in the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Pat, now your dad, Anthony McNulty, sadly passed away some years ago. Tell me about him.
Anthony was born in 1923 in Derry in Callow, Foxford, County Mayo. And when he was 19, he came over to England because the Goodyear canvassed for people to work in the factory in Wolverhampton. So he came over, as I said, when he was 19. Nothing, he had nothing. Then worked there for 2 years. And unfortunately, he had to finish at Goodyear's because it affected his chest, the fumes off the tyres. So from there, he went on the outdoor life and started to work for McAlpines, which then there were McAlpines Fusiliers. And it was very hard work, very rough work. So in early 1950s, I met my mother, Patricia Lyons, and it was his only true love. And they got married in 1952, and he had 4 children. And he still continued to work, you know, Birmingham, the surrounding areas. He worked on Spaghetti Junction, which he was invited to the ceremony at the end of the opening. Then he worked at Fort Dunlop. A lot of the roads and, my father built Birmingham Airport all on his own. And then in 1968, my mother passed away. And it left him with 4 children. And because of being an Irishman, I didn't think he could bring up 4 children, but he did. And he worked every day. He used to go out at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning because then he used to have the McAlpines van. And it was an honour. He was sort of, to have the van. And he used to go around and pick all the workmen up, they were all his friends, and it was a great community he had. And then he brought 4 children up on his own. We went to school every day. And he continued working. Then in May 1986, he'd got cancer, and he was still working, and we didn't know he got cancer. He was pronounced with cancer, and they said he'd got 16 weeks to live. And so we all nursed him, us children, we all nursed him. And he died then in September 1986. But he was a very hard-working man, and I don't think he ever got the recognition for what he did. And being Irish, they never thought he could do it. I thought, no, he'll never bring 4 children up. But he did, and we're so proud of him. And to us, my brother lives in Ireland now, not far from where my father was born. He went out about 30 years ago. And we're so proud of our dad, my father, even now at my age, and he's been gone since 1986. And we absolutely worshipped him because of what he did. When Mum died, he had no insurances. He got a mortgage, a house to keep, children to keep, but he did it. And every day we'd cook his meal for him.
Maureen, your mum, Christine, or Chris Reynolds, tell me the story.
Well, my mother came to Birmingham in 1946. She was originally from Connemara, and she came to Birmingham. Originally she worked in a bike factory, but when she got married and had children, she stayed at home and she had a boarding house. And most of the accommodation was provided to Irish construction workers. And during the project of Spaghetti Junction, we had 10 construction workers, but only 5 beds. And it came about when the men approached Mom. They had problems finding accommodation, and said, look, they would be quite happy to double shift the beds. And so as the day workers got up and headed off to the sites, the night workers came home and had a bite to eat and got into the warm beds. And that was how it was during that particular project.
And of course for your mum, she worked so hard because that time it was like full board and lodgings or whatever it might be, and it was a full-time job for her, looking after and caring for all these Irish lads that come from Ireland with no home to go to except to live with your mum.
That's right. The majority of them would go home intermittently to their families, but generally they lived with us for the duration of projects. She provided bed, breakfast, evening meal, and if they were stuck for a shirt, she'd even wash it by hand and iron it and have it ready for them to go to the local.
Well, Maureen, thank you so much for sharing your story with us tonight on behalf of your mum.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Oh, what a great exhibition. And if you get the chance to go and see it, it is running until the end of May. Now, we're going to take a very short break. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. In part 2, we'll be at the King Academy of Irish Dancing and we'll be chatting to Daniel O'Donnell. See you soon. Welcome back to the Irish in the UK. Now, don't forget, we are here every Thursday evening at 7 o'clock with Henry McGlade for the Irish at Home and Abroad, and I'm back at 7:30 with the Irish in the UK on Sky Channel 212, Freesat 161, and it's repeated every Thursday evening on Sky Channel 198 at 8 p.m. Now, next up, I'm off to meet the King Academy of Irish Dancing in St. Helens. Nicola, can you tell me, how did you first get involved in Irish dancing?
There was an Irish dancing class in my primary school, and the sister Mary was the headmistress, and she said that I was very shy, so maybe they should send me along to Irish dancing lessons, and then just took it from there, really. And then I moved from that dancing school to the legendary Betty Kelly in Manchester. We used to travel down there twice a week. Yeah. And then Betty Kelly gave me one of her classes as I was nearing the end of my career. She said, would you like to take over the class in Earlstown Irish Club? And Earlstown Irish Club was the oldest Irish club in the whole of the country. I started with 12 children, and that was nearly 30 years ago, and here I am today.
My goodness, congratulations. Of course, Betty Kelly was a wonderful lady, sadly passed away, but she was a wonderful lady down in Manchester for many, many years. Yeah. But congratulations to you. You'll be celebrating 30 years next year, I believe, with the King Academy.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about the dances you've got here. What age groups do you teach?
We advertise from 3 years of age, but it depends on how grown up they are, really, at 3. Usually the better at 4, and then we go right up to our senior lady, which is Lucy, and she's the rare old age of 21.
So tell me about some of your successes.
Over the years, we've had 5 world champions, had 22 national champions. We've had over 60 regional champions and countless open championships.
My goodness, you've got a great, great school here. You've won so much. Congratulations to you. Now, the World Championships is coming up in Glasgow next year. When do you start preparing for that?
We started. We started as soon as we came back. We've got a secondary qualifier in 7 weeks, so we had to switch all the dances, and it's just a case of hammering those into them. There's no downtime now. If that's behind, and we're just looking ahead now.
Well, Nicola, it's been great to see you, great to be here at the King Academy in St. Helens, and we wish you the best of luck in the future.
Thank you very much.
Ellie, can you tell me, when did you first start Irish dancing?
So I was 5 years old, and in primary school they held a small class afterwards, and my mum was like, you should try it, you should go, and then I started picking up the steps really easily and I had a natural flair for it, so I carried on from there.
And where have you danced? Have you danced many places?
Yeah, I've been all over the world really, America, Canada, all over Ireland and the UK as well.
Yeah. What about you, Lucy? What age did you start Irish dancing with the King Academy?
So I started dancing at the age of 5. I've been dancing for 16 years now for the King Academy. And I started because my older sister did it, so I just wanted to follow her. We've got Irish family as well.
So you're following in family traditions?
Yeah, definitely.
Where does your family come from?
Dublin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, and here we are with Ella. Now, Ella, tell me a little bit about you. When did you first start Irish dancing?
When I was 5, it was St. Patrick's Day, and I was in reception, and they showed us a video of Irish dancers, and I really liked it. So I asked my mum, could I go, and then she said yeah.
And did you find it difficult to learn the steps and learn the dances?
Some steps were a bit hard and some were easy.
Do you intend to be a world champion one day? Are you hoping?
Yeah.
Would you like that?
Yeah.
Well, look, it's been great to meet the 3 of you tonight and all of the Academy here, and I wish you the very best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to the King Academy, who will be celebrating 30 years in existence next year. Well done to them all. Now, I'm off to meet Daniel O'Donnell. Daniel, we were all glued to our TV sets and watching you perform on Strictly Come Dancing. Did you enjoy it?
I did. You know, it was a nerve-wracking experience. It kind of took me by surprise at how nervous I was doing the show, but it was a great experience. I mean, it's such a huge show to be involved in, and just the atmosphere of it, and just the whole razzmatazz, you know. And I love the show, I love watching it, and prior to being on it, I always watched it. So from that point of view, it was an amazing experience.
And of course, it created great interest among the Irish community. You know, we're all there watching you and supporting you. But how difficult was it learning a different dance every week?
Oh, it was to learn the dances was very hard for me. I mean, I can dance away myself, like all Irish people. You know, we love the dancing. But I think it was the thing of having to remember steps and choreography, and your hands and your head and your back and your thumb and your this and that. I'm kind of free range.
Now, tell me a little bit about your tour. You went to New Zealand.
Yeah, we were in New Zealand. Well, we were in New Zealand, we were in Australia, we were in Sri Lanka. We did Gertrude Burns cruise prior to that in February. And now we're in the middle of the dates here in the UK. We finish on the 6th in the Palladium, and then we're off to America and Canada again. We'll be in Ireland over the summer in August, and we go to America again. Then we go to Canada in September, America, then Branson in November, and then we're back in the UK in December again.
A busy time for you.
Busy enough. You know, we had the break away from the shows for 18 months.
Yeah.
And I think this year, or this year and a half, we're trying to fit everywhere that we would ever have gone into the year or 18 months, you know, so there's a lot of places to go.
Tell me a bit about your new album, Back Home Again.
Well, this is an album that we recorded live last August. We were doing it for American television, public television in America. So we recorded the whole album, and there's over 30 songs on it. Every so often it's nice to do a live album, you know, and it's also on DVD. So you get the two things are in the one packet.
Okay. How do you select your songs? You've got so many songs. You've recorded so many albums down the years. How do you select your songs for your, you know, for the next album coming out?
I just sing songs that I love. If I love it, I sing it. And when I hear a song, if it's an original somebody sends me, I pretty know immediately whether I want to sing it or not, you know.
Daniel, it's great to see you back in Manchester. Great to see you here at the Lowry. You've got a big following here in Manchester, indeed in England, all over the world. But look, you'll get a great reception here at the Lowry tonight.
Well, we're looking forward to it, and thanks a million. Good luck to you with your show.
It was great to chat to Daniel, and of course we wish him the very best of luck in the future. Now that brings us to the end of the show. We really hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, we're back next Thursday evening at 7 o'clock. Now Daniel's going to sing us one of his favourite songs. So see you next week, and thank you all very much for watching.
From the sea, oh, with the pleasant rolling sea and the herring running free, the fleet all riding gently through the foam. When the boats are loaded down, they'll be singing in the town when the boys from Killybegs come rolling home. Oh. Well, you've done your rubber boots, you've got your oilskins on, you check your gear to see that it's okay, and your jumper keeps you warm, for it's cold before the dawn. You're ready to begin another day. Everybody! Oh, with the pleasant rolling sea and the herring running free, the fleet all riding gently through the foam. When the boats are loaded down, they'll be singing in the town when the boys from Killybegs come rolling home. and the work is very tough, and the ropes will raise the welts upon your hand. But you'll never leave the sea, for whoever you may be. When it's in your blood, it's hard to live on land. Everybody, oh, with the pleasant rolling sea and the herring running free, the fleet all riding gently through the foam. When the boats are loaded down, they'll be singing in the town. When the boys from Kellybegs come rolling home. Well, there's purple on the hill, there's green down by the shore. The sun has cast its gold upon the sea, and there's silver down below where the herring fishes go. When they catch them, they'll be gold for you and me. Everybody, oh, with the pleasant rolling sea and the herring running free, the fleet all riding gently through the foam. When the boats are loaded down, they'll be singing in the town. When the boys from Kellybegs come rolling, one more time, everybody. Oh, with the pleasant rolling sea and the herring running free, the fleet all riding gently through the foam. When the boats are loaded down, they'll be singing in the town. When the boys from Kellybegs come rolling home.